Who you are becoming has everything to do with who you are unbecoming. In this quickie edition of Thursday's Thought, I uncover an important truth about your personal growth journey. In this episode, you'll learn why striving to become something won't get you where you want to be, why taking responsibility for who you're being right now will accelerate your evolution, and how this journey is truly a balance of unbecoming and becoming. If you dig this podcast, stay in the loop by signing up for my weekly emails. Sign up today at rubyfremont.com/subscribe. The link is also in the show notes. And whether you are a new thought leader or a loyal thought leader, please take a moment to download a few episodes and drop a rating and review on iTunes. Now it is time to uncover an important truth about your personal growth journey.
Welcome to today's Thought Leader, where I'm challenging you to rise up, speak up, and create a movement. I'm your host, Ruby Fremont, and I'm here as a catalyst for you, the new generation of thought leaders. Join me every week as I dive into raw and real conversations that will help you amplify your presence, influence, and impact.
Hey, thought leaders, and welcome to this edition of Thursday's Thought. And this is going to be a quickie episode. So let's talk about this journey that you're on, this journey called life, this journey called evolution, this journey of growth that we are all on. And what I want to offer you today is that who you are becoming has everything to do with who you are unbecoming. See, in life and in personal growth and spiritual growth and in your business growth and in your evolution, we tend to get so fixated on the end goal, on the results, on the accomplishment, on what we want to achieve and attain and be, who we're striving to be. But I invite you to really raise your awareness within your journey to understand that as you are becoming this leader that you're striving to be, as you are becoming this person that you're striving to be, it has everything to do with who you are unbecoming. And what I mean by that are these programs that you have in your unconscious mind, these patterns that you partake in, these habits, these behaviors, these beliefs, these values, all of these things you have picked up at some point in your timeline, whether it has been through your parents or whoever raised you, your cultural upbringing, your religion, your cultural society, their schooling, the education system, whatever it is. Like, you have picked these things up and taken them on as your own, right? You've taken on these values. You've taken on these beliefs that perhaps you've seen your parents model or the people you grew up with model. You've taken on these behaviors that you've seen other people model. And you've made them your own when really they are not yours. And then if you're listening to this podcast, then you're on the journey of personal growth and spiritual growth and then leadership. So that means that you're already aware. You're already aware that there are things within you that you want to change, transform, evolve, right? But I want you to see, really see that as you start to become who it is that you strive to be, as you start to become the person that you are here to be, the person that you are meant to be, it involves a massive unbecoming process. If you think of, for example, every single habit that you have that doesn't really align with your truth, if you think of all those different habits as garments of clothing, you've been wearing all these different garments of clothing. Maybe there's 7 different layers of clothes, and you have to take those off in order to find those habits that truly serve you. Maybe values. Maybe you've been raised to believe that, one of the values that I was raised to believe is that money equates to success. And so for, all throughout my 20s, I was striving for money and I was doing exceptionally well. I've done very well at all my jobs, in all my careers. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I was feeling fulfilled. And so I started to redefine success in my own mind. And that involved taking off these garments of clothing, right? Taking off these layers, these values that I had picked up due to my upbringing, so that I could then discover and become me, which meant really redefining what success means to me. And success to me means happiness. It means freedom. That's what that means. And so for me, I'm always striving for happiness and freedom. And that when you shift your values in that way, you change what you're going after. That involves the unbecoming process. So this journey isn't just about striving to become something. It isn't just about the end goal. It isn't just about what you're going after. It's about what you are going to leave behind. It's about what you are going to release. It's about what you are going to detach yourself from. It's about what you're going to unbecome, so that you can then become the leader that you're here to be, the person that you're here to be, the partner that you're here to be, the friend that you're here to be, whatever it is, the soul that you're here to fucking be. So this isn't just about going after new things. This is about detaching from the old, releasing the old, letting go of all that really doesn't feel aligned or isn't serving you in the direction that you want to be going in. So as you continue on this journey, like really expand your awareness and understand that in order to become something, you need to unbecome something. In order to take on a new habit, you need to let go of a new habit. In order to take on a new value, you need to let go of a value. In order to take on a new belief, you need to let go of a belief. For example, you want to take on the belief of I am worthy? Great. You need to let go of the belief that you are not worthy, or the belief that you're only worthy if I have money, I have success, I am beautiful, whatever it is. You need to unbecome something in order to become something. And it's such a beautiful journey to be on when you start to look at it in this way, because it forces you to take responsibility. It forces you to really own your shit. It forces you to raise your awareness in the present moment, so that you can really see who you are being right now. And when you see who you are being right now, it's so much easier to take responsibility for that and then to let that go in order to become. A lot of people get stuck in like wanting to be something, striving to be something, and they never get there. They're just always striving, always aspiring. And it's because they're not taking ownership. They're not taking responsibility of the values, the beliefs, the behaviors, the patterns, the habits that they have chosen to continue taking on for themselves, right? It could be an unconscious choice for sure. And these values and behaviors and habits could have been projected upon them for sure, right? That's not your doing. And where you're at now, it's your responsibility to let that shit go. It's your responsibility to transmute those things. It's your responsibility to transform those things. Because in order to become what you want to become or who you want to become, you need to unbecome. You need to unbecome who you are being right now. So this journey is exciting in that you get to take ownership. And I say exciting on purpose because I know taking ownership can be such a heavy, heavy topic, but it's so fucking exciting to take ownership. Because in that moment, and this is a really old love punch that I have, but the moment you take ownership is the moment that you gain the power to create change. So once you open your eyes to how you're showing up today and you're willing to release those habits, behaviors, patterns, programs, whatever it is, you can then step into this new way of being. So who you are becoming has absolutely everything to do with who you are unbecoming. Thank you so much for joining me for this quickie edition of Thursday's Thought on Today's Thought Leader, where I am challenging you to rise up, speak up, and create a movement. If you dig this episode, even though it's a quickie, if you dig this episode, please share it with a friend. Tag them in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. If you're listening on iTunes, please be sure to download a few episodes and drop a rating and review. That would be amazing. And if you love this podcast and want to stay in the loop for future episodes and also weekly love punches from me, then sign up for my weekly emails at rubyfremont.com/subscribe. The link is in the show notes. If you have any questions about today's episode, or you just want to say what's up, or you have a topic that you want me to cover on the podcast, reach out to me on social media. My handle is at @IamRuby. I frequent Instagram and Twitter, and yes, you can find me on Facebook as well. So just reach out, and then make sure you check back on Monday for a brand new episode of Today's Thought Leader featuring Jamie Atkinson. So if you are a fellow podcaster, or you want to start your own podcast, you'll definitely want to tune into this episode, because Jamie is going to teach you how to profit off your podcast. And trust me, he gives everything away. He gives away all his secrets in this episode. It was such an exciting episode for me to record because I learned a ton. So you're going to want to tune into that. Thank you so much, thought leaders, and I will see you the next time a new episode comes out, which is Monday.